All right. All right. We're here. Here we are. We're doing
All
some
right.
cool stuff. Let's pull this idea up. We had this outline of like, hey, we want to create a new build pack, and we want to figure out how to do it. So
Yeah.
this is around Cloud Foundry build packs,
Right.
but I'm not really ready to do Cloud Foundry build packs. But we have another option. And this really does it makes sense. Like, hey, here's the outline. What do we need to do? Uh, and we have like a pattern. So we have another pattern here,
Yeah.
build packs. And build packs. If we go over to in the docs here, there is a tutorial. Build your very first. No,
Yeah.
build your own build pack. Where is that? Not build pack authors. Right here. Write a basic build pack.
Right.
We can go through these steps. Uh, we can either we can do it
Hmm.
together, or we could talk about it. Right. The thing that we know about build packs, there's the detect
Hmm.
phase, right?
Right.
For cloud native build packs, and then there's the build phase.
Exactly.
So if we were to do something, hey, we have this application.
Hmm. Well, maybe we should back up because, like, the root of all of this is, if we think about the last time we talked about gathering data,
Yeah.
right? And the idea of like you're observing applications on Cloud Foundry and you want to know what their dependencies are. And you know, there's ways in which you can do it. Like I talked about a novel way where you could look at droplets. That's expensive, right? Because if you're looping over a number of droplets on
Yep.
your foundation, it's going to take some time. But what of
Now,
the idea? Yeah, what of the idea that you could maybe add something to your deployed application? Or if you're in development, maybe there's a dependency you could add. If you're talking about Spring Boot apps, you've got actuators. Actuators give you all kinds of information. What if you created a custom actuator? I did something like that after our conversation and I put it in CF Tool Suite. It's called the Spring Boot Starter Runtime Metadata Project. And it will basically, in combination with the Cyclone DX plugins, either for Maven or Gradle, expose the dependencies. It'll also offer a couple of actuator endpoints that one just use the jar um, um,
yeah.
utility within the JDK to look at the dependencies in your artifact that you've got deployed and just expose them as a list, right? And so that's what I was looking at of like, what if we had a different strategy for collection where what we were doing is going out and fetching the results of each of these actuator endpoints.
So let me ask this. I still need the actuator. You didn't inherit from actuator in your
So what
starter
I did
project.
was I created a starter that you
Okay.
can add to your project that gives you these custom actuators, right? That contribute to the info actuator endpoint and then also
Excellent.
expose a couple actuators. But what I was really trying to get to with this whole, like, why are we even here talking together is what if the Java build pack could detect if you have that dependency already or not, or if you don't and
Yep.
you're a Spring Boot app, let's just add it.
Yep.
And now you've got that capability in your application when it's deployed.
All right. So let's go and let's just take a look at this project. Unzip this CF Tool Suite demo. And let's go in there and let's go ahead and it's just simple. All we did was put an actuator, but this will give us something that runs.
Sure.
And I put the actuator on, so we'll have a health check endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do it from here.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bash. I'm doing some interesting things here. So let's do mvnw spring boot. Hello, run.
Mm-hmm.
SDK use Java 21.0.2-Liberica.
Of course, we're using Java 21. Why aren't you
Yes.
using Java 21?
So yeah, then we can run it,
Right.
and we have an application that's running. But the
Right.
the application that's running. It's not going to have a lot of information about it.
Mhm.
Localhost. Hey, there's nothing there. Like that's okay, but it does have actuator health.
Right.
It says it's up.
Right.
This is a good step, right? In order to get some more information, we can use this.
Exactly.
So it's not in
How do
Maven
you use
Central
it?
yet,
We're
or
going to
is
add a
it?
dependency.
Is it in Maven Central?
It's not in Maven Central, unfortunately. We're going to have to build
Okay.
it. I haven't published it.
Okay, so let's do that.
You can clone this, yeah.
Yep. Let's do this. Whoops. Okay, clone. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
And oops.
Maven clean install.
And W. Oops. Sorry. Clean. Install.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll have a local version.
Right.
Fantastic. And we've got 0.1.0.
Yep.
Cool.
So we're just going to lift that little block.
Yep.
And you'll also, in your project, if you want to expose the Cyclone DX stuff, you're going to want to add the plugin section as well.
Okay. So here's my
Dependency.
Oops, what did I do wrong? Hello.
You're missing there you go. The top level dependency fragment.
All right. And then the plugin piece.
Right.
So in just
grab
one
that.
plugin, that's easy.
And by the way,
The order, I want this to happen before my build, right?
it'll figure it out. It does it during the validate
Right.
phase. We should give a nod to the original author of this. Like, I can't take credit for putting all this together.
Okay.
And I make a call out, and I'm going to probably brutalize his name, but he put a blog together, and I put a link and credit to him. He did this back in, I think, 2021, and so I just lifted and refactored it. There it is, right there.
Oh,
Adapted
awesome.
earlier work. Yeah.
Yes. So Thomas is here. Thomas says you can run Cloud Foundry on any Kubernetes cluster.
Yes, you can with Project Karifi.
Karifi, right? So Karifi gives you the Cloud Foundry API, but on Kubernetes. There's a difference. It's not same, but it gives you this kind of ease of deploying code. It gives you, Thomas, I know where you're at, and this would make Kubernetes really easy for you. So the next time that we chat, I'll be sure to show you Karifi and how easy it is to get going on that. So, right, Thomas, for you, Chris, I watch Thomas. I see his feed, and he's talking about, I think it was about front end developers, and he's like, "You think front end is hard? Like, have you tried Kubernetes?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
So Karifi is if you've got a Kubernetes cluster and you don't want to be a Kubernetes admin, Karifi is like a nice way to do it.
Sure.
It's not Cloud Foundry on
Right.
VMs and the.
There's some things that are
it's
missing.
nice.
It's not the full experience, but it's got a lot of what
A lot of
we enjoy.
Yeah. All right. So we did this. We gave our shot out. We did our build, and now we have our new dependency and our plugin. So now I should be able to redo it.
Yeah,
I should get more goodness.
that's correct. You should get more information.
I have a lot of stuff going on in my shells. So
All right, it doesn't want to
for that.
doesn't want to let go. It's like no, stay here.
Let's do that again.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Do I have to expose any new endpoints? Do I have to change any properties?
Yes.
All right.
And there's more instructions. We
let's do
didn't.
that, yeah.
We got a little excited there. There's more in the
go.
doc.
So let me close this. Here we are. Let's go and make sure we do our stuff. Right here. Let's see this. I want to do this. We get those. This will be there.
So that it's
default.
right there. Spring Boot application YAML. The first step is to enable exactly.
All right.
And then the second step is that.
Source main resources. This is where my properties are. I'm going to go ahead and rename it to application.yaml. And then we'll add our stuff.
Probably want to change the,
Yep. I'll put this
the
one
line
in
that
there.
it added there.
Right, because it's YAML, right?
Yeah.
Oops. There we go.
And Spring application. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need a Spring application name.
No, it'll be fine.
No,
So yeah, we're all set here.
I think we are.
But the Spring application name, I think for if we were collecting reports, we'd probably want that, right?
We'd want to have that, yeah.
Hello. Fantastic. Now what we've done is we've enabled our management endpoints,
Right?
and we have exposed some interesting endpoints.
Right.
Fantastic.
Basically, the lines 6 through 10 are contributing to the existing info endpoint that you get. It's one of the production ready actuator out of Spring Boot. You automatically get the info endpoint. But what the contributors do is they add more things to info.
Okay. So health is still working, but now I have another one called info.
Why is that? Why is that? Why would that be?
Oh, is it this? Is it that I didn't put the build info piece in my Maven plugin? Do we have any instructions for that?
Don't remember that.
So when I let me show you an example of another project. This one should have it. Oh, I say it should have it, but fingers crossed. What I normally do is I add build info to my build. Do I need to do that?
I don't think so. Hold on a second. I'm going to verify an application YAML that I have with that stuff in it.
I'm gonna put this into my Spring Boot Maven plugin, and I try it. And if I don't need it, I take it back out. I'm gonna give that a try.
So endpoints is the sibling of info.
Oh, did I do
so
it wrong?
if we go back to your lab, if we go back to endpoint, yeah, that's why. So if you, take
these are supposed to be
underneath management, yes.
Got it.
And it's a sibling of. There we go.
There we go. Okay, so we probably don't need this.
No.
All right, let's give it another go. Look at this. This is awesome.
Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Awesome. Is that Nick and Nick? It's the Nick Squared show?
Yes, Nick Squared. Can I run stuff like Postgres on Cloud Foundry? Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, you can.
Yeah, it makes life easy. And you know how easy it is to create? Am I logged in? If I'm logged in to Nick's Cloud Foundry, I'll show you how easy it is to create a Postgres database on Cloud Foundry. And
that'd be a great demo.
So we added our stuff, we fixed it, and we're just going to rerun.
You're going to rerun it, and then hopefully we'll have our info endpoint here once we get our configuration straight.
So this is work that we've already done.
Yes.
And this is available.
There we go.
So now what is Cyclone DX?
Right. So this is one format of several that it allows for you to basically declare what your dependencies are in your software. So it's basically your software bill of materials. And so you'll get all kinds of information. You'll get the hashes and the tools that were used, right? If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll get things like what were the components that it found using Maven, right? And you'll continue. If you scroll down, you're going to get a whole bunch of details, right? Each artifact that was used to construct this demo, you'll get all the details for the libraries, where they came from,
The
provenance,
license.
all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
licensing.
that's nice.
It's also, as far as I understand, it's extensible, has some plugins for things like, for example, CVEs. What if you want to know what are the CVEs? The little bit of configuration that I ginned up there for this example doesn't add that to this. But you can see, from the standpoint of being able to report, hey, I'm a Spring Boot app. Here are the dependencies at runtime. So I know, what my app depends on.
And it's not just the ones that I declared in my POM file.
It's all everything
of-
transitive. It's
yes.
transitive. Yes, that is
So
correct.
you can see over here, we're just at the top, but we have all of the things. Let's go down to the bottom too. It's at the bottom here. JSON schema validators.
Okay.
And then here, that was the end of it.
And there's the second one, the dependencies. Now that's some custom work that basically what it does is it goes and looks at all of the stuff we just looked at and says, hey, I only want to get the coordinates and give me a special section for just the dependencies that I would normally see in a Maven, but in JSON format.
Hold on one sec.
I know that look. My daughter peeked in on me too when we got started, and she was like, Dad.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, my kid just says, hey, Dad, what's going on? Let me tell you what's going on. So, yeah. No, nothing. But here we are. So we have this nice set of dependencies and their coordinates.
So those are the two additional contributions to the info endpoint. Fantastic. And then the other two that I added, if you go to actuator/jars, it's just going to be a listing of the. Oh, that's interesting. It didn't find. I might have a little bit of a bug here. Could be in the way that we're running this that I didn't account for.
Okay.
Interesting. So what it's supposed to do is crack open the jar that's running and just list out the jars. But since we're working straight from source and within the IDE, that might be a use case I didn't think of when doing this.
Right.
So if you were to Maven compile this and then use Java -jar and you would get.
Yep. Let's try that. Let's do that.
And then the other one, which you see listed there too, is POM. That's going to basically emit the pom.xml file that's embedded in the Java artifact when you do a Maven build.
All right, so we're doing a build, and then we do java-jar target. I want to do the
CF Suite demo, CF Tool Suite demo, jar. Yep. That's a pretty fast startup. There you go.
All right, so now these are all the jar files. Wow.
All right. And then if you go to POM, that's your POM file that you used, or your Maven POM file that you used to build this app with.
Fantastic.
Right.
No edits. Nice. That's slick.
Right. So if you remember the last time we met, I was talking about, hey, I've got Butler, and Butler is combing through all the droplets. Instead, what it can do is now it can be configured to look for these endpoints. It's going to look, right now it's configured to look for the actuator jars endpoint and do the same sort of work. So it's less expensive. It doesn't give you full coverage though, because you would have to go to apps as it's looking for all the apps on Cloud Foundry. It would have to find, number one, have to find Spring Boot apps. And number two, those Spring Boot apps would have to have exposed these actuator endpoints. And so then we go back to why we're here.
Yep.
What if we could use a Java build pack to look at a Spring Boot app, detect it, and go, oh, do you have this dependency? I think you need it. Let me add it,
Yeah.
and then I'll deploy you.
So the idea, excuse me, on my path to production, if I'm in control of the platform and I want to have these things, I want to have this additional way of inspecting. Excuse me. What I could do is where I have my build pack process. I'm building my containers.
Mhm.
What I could do is I could have part of my build pack on the detect phase.
Mhm.
I could say, hey, I want to check to see if you've got. Do you have the starter?
Mhm.
Right, and that could be as simple as a grep, right?
Right. Exactly.
Do you have it? And then if you do, then I do the build part, which is really just
Mhm.
it's add starter to home. That's it.
Mhm.
What are some things that could come out? And this is, are you missing, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's our two cases.
If you have the starter, you might have a version of it that's not the version that I want to add to
Oh
you,
yeah,
right? So it's like, do you have
yeah.
is the starter on the in your packaging, and then is the version of the starter in your packaging the same or less than the one I'm about to offer you?
Yep. Do you need this starter?
Right.
Okay, and if we detect that, then we add or update.
Hmm. There you go. Yeah.
Update, add.
And of course, we want to be friendly to Gradle too. So if we
Yeah,
detected it, we want to detect it in Maven or Gradle, right?
yeah. First things first.
Yeah,
First things
yeah,
first. With Maven, I've got a schema, and that makes it easy for me to do those things.
for sure.
And that's all we're saying. If I'm going to production, excuse me, I got a little thing. I'm going to production, and I've got build packs. I'm using something like KPack or TPS or something.
Hmm.
I could just add this build pack to my list.
For sure.
This is easy. So let's circle back.
Hmm.
Originally, we thought about doing this for Cloud Foundry, right? We have the Cloud
Right.
Foundry case, but in order to do it for Cloud Foundry, I need to have a slightly different
Yeah,
setup
we got it.
than I
Right. And
have.
you're on an ARM
Yeah.
processing machine, and I'm on a different. Well, I'm on the machine that could do this, but you're the guy with the
Yeah.
skills, so I defer to you.
So I want to come back to the Cloud Foundry one, but we have a way of doing this uh, fairly easily.
Yeah.
And I don't, I think I still, actually, I think I still need Go, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do a quick peruse here. Right, I have Pack installed.
Hmm.
This is the detect and build. We make two scripts. We've done this before.
Okay.
Really easy. I think you just need Pack. So maybe we can do this.
Oh,
So
that's
we're going to
awesome.
detect. So
That looks pretty simple.
let's do this, and it is pretty simple, right? We have a something to go from here.
I love Pack.
Native
Pack
COBOL,
is fantastic.
right? Over here, we have to create a toml. I think actually I'm using this is old. This needs to be
Mhm.
updated. But we just have our scripts. Has that ever been? So this is just a.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
these are different. So here's our detect, and it's just bash.
Hmm.
So instead of looking for COBOL files, we can literally do this same thing. So let's do this. Oops, let's fork this project. Can I do that? Fork it. And we'll call it the Spring Boot. What is it? The metadata.
Runtime metadata.
Yeah. All right. Done. Hello. Let's put over.
Put it in CF Tool Suite, man. Let's put it there.
Whoops.
Your
Yeah.
contributor.
CF Tool Suite. Absolutely. There. That's where it belongs. Let's go. What a great idea. So now let's grab that and let's dig in. Let's put it here. Let's dig in.
Yeah.
So this one, it's running from an old API.
Okay.
So we'll have to do some updates here. But let's go back to our docs.
Right.
And let's see. Let's scoot
What does
through.
the doc say?
So setting up our local environment. I think we're good. I think we have everything that we need. Yeah, that's what
You
they're
need to create
doing.
a package JSON.
Nope, that's what they're doing for this Node.js build pack.
Okay.
I think there was a, yeah. So let's keep going. Build pack new will create a directory named for the build pack ID. So we could do this, right? And this gives us the new ID. Let's just do that on top.
Okay.
Actually, we'll leave the COBOL thing. But I'm thinking, let's just do it this way.
All right. However you want to do it.
Here. I'm going to do it inside of here.
Yeah, why not? We'll have to change a few things here, right?
Oh, sorry. So we say pack, build pack, new, and
so this is basically owner and then the actual thing we want to call out,
so
right?
I want to make the CF dash tool suite / Spring Boot runtime metadata.
Build pack or no? Yeah. What's the convention on that?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what we did.
Yeah.
Where to put it?
Oh, you just called it whatever you wanted, huh?
Yep.
Okay. The builder.
Sean C.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want.
Yep. We'll leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. And then the API, we want to be on the latest API, 0.10. Path, Node.js build pack.
So we want the Java build pack, right?
I think this is making the Node.js build pack. This is what we're calling it, but let me understand this real quick. It says the API, the path, the location on the file system
To generate the artifacts.
Okay.
Got it.
So let's make it
Just dot, right? It's the current path, dot.
okay. And then version 0.0.1
Okay.
and stacks io dot build packs dot samples stacks.
Well, I don't know if that's the one. I bet you it's something else.
Let's go take a look at what stack I use for the latest and greatest. I think I have it in here. Right, jammy base or jammy tiny? Hello, stack. Let's start off with tiny because all we're doing, and this is what the stack is. Think of the stack as like the base image, the base operating system set that you get in order to do your work that you need in your build pack. If you needed to do in the build pack, if you needed to do like compiling of C code or compiling of Java code or accessing libgraph or something else, you needed all of the libraries and extensions in that operating system, you'd use the base stack.
Gotcha.
But we don't. We need grep. So
Yeah.
we need I hope grep is in the tiny stack. But yeah, I think we just need grep. So let's just grab this one.
Okay.
Other window. Hello. Wait. Oh, sorry. Here. Stack. There. Are we feeling
Okay.
good?
Yeah, feels good to me.
All right, let's do it.
Uh-oh.
It
Directory
says,
exists. So it wants to create something, it looks like.
yep. So
Never mind.
yeah, here,
Just give it
I'm gonna give it new.
a new directory. Yeah.
Yep. Done. So now let's go into here, new build, and let's see what we got.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks very similar. Hey, here's our build pack toml. It says,
Yeah.
hey, here's our stack. Here's the version of the build pack. So this is just the metadata around the build pack. Inside
Gotcha.
our bin, here's our detect and our build.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
So it's already
You
like
just framed
set
it
up for us. So this
Yeah.
is super easy. So the first thing we need to do is detect. So exit 0. That means yay or nay. Let's go back. We have.
That means everything's fine. Exit 0 just says can proceed. I don't have any more work to do, but proceed.
So exit 0. What is the -e? Does that mean it exists?
That means find me a file that was an argument, I guess.
If
I did,
something
yeah,
is a file.
if I find any COBOL, then I proceed. If I don't find any COBOL, then I exit.
All right. So let's do something similar. We want to cat pom.xml pipe grep dash q.
I think so.
What
And
does the
then
dash q do?
and then you quiet. Isn't that quiet mode?
Okay. And then we are looking for, well, let's just do the name of it first.
Sure.
This.
Spring Boot starter runtime metadata. That's it. Just the artifact idea. Yeah.
If we've got this.
So I guess you would say dependency, or are you just going to look for it anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. If you see this,
so this is what it added there is just basically creating a Boolean. So you could assign the expression to a Boolean if you want.
yeah, I could just do this. I can just say, exit 0 or, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for our detect phase, we're saying, hey, do you need this starter? If it, what? I'm just,
It's all good. I know kids. They can be persistent. She probably wants to do something with you,
yeah.
and I'm holding you back from doing that.
No, that's
thing.
okay. We'll wrap up here in a sec here. So all I have to do is look through that. Let's say, hey, do you have that that info? And then yeah, either pass or fail. So I don't know if this is yes, because maybe it's if you see this, then you don't need it, right? Yeah, if you see this, then yeah, the 0 I think is the one that you want. Right?
So how do we validate this? I mean, how did you validate this when you were building it before?
Yeah, we run it.
Okay.
So cool thing is we can go here. We did our stuff. Like, hey, something super simple. Do the thing. Oh yeah, we can give ourselves some info. Like, hello. didn't copy it. Where I can say like, hey, I'm inside detecting.
Yeah. So I'm. Okay.
Fantastic.
Fair.
That's it.
Yeah.
So now we have some code here.
Some output. Yep.
And then using your build pack. Wait, we didn't build our build pack. Oh, I guess I can use it.
Again, I think that builder is going to be a different builder, but yeah, you can configure it.
And use this build pack. Pack build. So wait a minute. I want to, where's the part where I build the build pack? So here we did this, we created our new one. So that's in my build pack directory. Okay. That works. Yes. Now we will cover the detect and build scripts, these files. Yep, we did that. So we have our two files. Well, we did just the detect one. They're executable using your build pack with pack. In order to test your build pack, you will need to run the build pack against your sample Node.js app using the pack CLI. Set your default builder, or in the following: pack config default builder. I think we need to update these docs. Oh, is this called sample builder? No.
That's a what I've seen in this is that you don't necessarily need to do the default because it's already been set up. Like pack knows about the default.
Okay.
But so you do need to add
here.
Yeah.
So then we should be able to do this.
Yes.
If I go here and let's go back. Let's jump into here. Oops, not this one. I want to go into this demo. And it already exists here.
Right, so we can take it out if we wanted to.
Do.
Here's the other thing. You know, what makes this maybe slightly more complicated. During the build phase, do you just add it right to the POM and then go on your merry way? But then also, what about configuration? So I think we leave configuration for when you're deploying. We're building is just building, right? Deploying is marrying the configuration with your build artifact.
Yeah. So the configuration should be a part of the environment.
Right.
Right. So those configs should come from the environment. Like maybe you don't want those exposed all the way. So yeah, those configurations need to be set in the environment. We don't want them inside of the jar file.
Exactly. Yeah.
So here we're gonna pack build this demo app. We're gonna call it ZF Tool Suite Demo, and the path that we're gonna use is // Spring Boot runtime metadata build pack.
And the new build. Right.
Yeah. And the build pack we called, what did we call it?
Spring Boot runtime metadata build pack, right?
Oops. In here. Yes. Do I need the whole thing?
Looks like it. So it's only going to use this build pack, or is it going to use this build pack with other build packs?
It'll use this build pack with other build packs.
Okay.
Or depending on what my default one is. So let's see what happens. So it's downloading my builder, my builder. So this is the multi-architecture builder that I typically use. That's my default, this one.
Okay.
So it's downloading it. Actually, that's an old one. Isn't it supposed to be tiny now? Yeah, it's supposed to be Deshaun Builder tiny, but it's using an old version. So I need to update my pack configs.
Okay.
So it's pulling some stuff down. It'll take a little while.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is a build pack. This is something that we can put in our path to production.
Yeah.
And even though we haven't gone very far, conceptually, the idea is simple.
Yeah.
And a build pack, just like many other things, a build pack can have a bunch of, it can be a builder, right, is what we end up using. And you can have all of these different, I can chain a bunch of build packs together.
Exactly. I think that's, yes.
But
that's
the order is important.
Mm.
So we got to remember the order is important. In this case, we want our starter build pack. We want the one that we just started. We want to make sure that that one is in front of the Java build pack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that when it gets built by the Java build pack,
it has
the artifact. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well, honestly, I'm satisfied with as much progress as we've made in 40
and
minutes.
The kids are going crazy a little bit. Let's pick it up from here. Yeah, next time. This is great.
This is great, Deshaun. I learned some things on the back end here, particularly around build packs, cloud native build packs.
Yeah, there's two. Now the cool thing is that cloud native build packs are going to be available in Cloud Foundry.
That's right. It's
just a matter, I don't know if it's days, weeks, or months, but it's coming. It's on the roadmap, I know for sure, because of where we sit. Sometimes I forget like when things are being released, and I'm always trying to use the latest and stuff. So yeah, this is fun. This is a great idea, and this is going to open up the door for some other interesting stuff. Our last conversation, we talked about at scale when I've got 20,000 or 200,000 apps running on a foundation, yet going and getting all that information is a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
And I know that you were doing reactive, but I've been messing with batch jobs.
Yeah.
Right. If I've got multiple foundations, I can actually maybe use Spring Batch to handle some of these things. And then I get retries and I get transactional management and I get some interesting benefits by using something like Spring Batch here. So I was just thinking out loud. It's on my head, right?
Yeah.
I have
those are architecture derivatives. I'll leave you with one more little nugget, and it's an idea that occurred to me just today. I was like, So, and we don't have to explore this right now, but it's an idea that I think has some merit. So you know how you have stacks on Cloud Foundry, like the CF Linux FS3, FS4, and then you have build packs. And from time to time as an operator, you need to upgrade your stacks.
Yep.
Well, CF Butler has an application policy that will allow you to automate upgrading stacks across, your foundation. What if you had a build pack upgrade? CF Butler collects the current build pack in use, and it will also tell you what is the latest available build pack, and will produce you a report. What if you could write a policy that says, oh, here's all the old stuff. I want to upgrade it. I can give you a report. That facility already exists. You can use a query policy. But no, I want a custom application policy that will automatically upgrade my out-of-date build pack applications. Automatically.
Things like this, right? For just this, like where we push out a new
and automatically
build pack.
The app.
And you automatically get it, right? Because it has to say, hey, I have all the data that I need to build it. It'd have to go back and just rebuild that piece, but it has all the information it needs.
It does. So that's something I'm noodling on right now as an idea, but I think that has merit, and it ties in nicely with when you think about the build service. Now we're talking about products in commercial space, but T2 build service does that. What it does, it stops short of deploying. It produces you an updated artifact in a registry. Right. But we could do that by producing an updated droplet and then deploy it in Cloud Foundry.
Yeah. And with cloud native build packs, you would you have the ability to just change the application layer and just say, hey, update the
Boom.
application layer on all these.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are good thoughts. These are good thoughts. Thank you so much for your time. I apologize
always.
for the kids, but let's circle back and let's do it again.
Awesome,
I'll look for
Sean.
time and we'll do it again next week.
See you later.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.